Welcome to another episode of the Design+Style podcast. We are a podcast for designers by designers. I am one of your co-hosts, Dixie Willard Design. And with me, as always, is beautiful, effervescent
Rachel with Rachel Moriarty Interiors.
And we wanted to say that the Design+Style podcast is brought to you by the Visibility Lab. The Visibility Lab is the only membership group that focuses on the latest strategies and tools to help you get more visible while showcasing your specific brilliance. We've got weekly online office hours with both of us, monthly topics, in-depth worksheets, and exclusive monthly trainings. Power pose.
Why are we power posing today?
Well, because we are here to talk about being visibility warriors.
Mm-hmm. If you're listening to us on iTunes or SoundCloud, you can't see our power pose, but we started off in a fierce power pose.
Yes.
And I've got my Wilma Flintstone chic vest on.
Mm-hmm.
So we are talking about something we are birthing into the world that we've been working on behind the scenes. It's kind of like something that created itself. It was one of those moments of just pure receiving.
Yeah, it all just came, it all congealed doesn't sound good. It all consolidated, it pulled itself together and beamed itself down into you.
Manifested itself.
All at once. I mean, it's all stuff that we've been talking, nothing new here. But it just kind of all came together at just the right moment.
Well, I do think it actually is new. I feel like we talked about some of the things, like the tools. We've talked about the tools a lot.
Right.
We've talked about visibility a lot,
mm-hmm.
but we haven't talked about the underlaying, the parts before the tools, right? We sort of jumped straight into tools thinking, oh, if we tell everybody what we use, that's it. Here, they'll know what to do with it, and they'll have the perfect mindset for it. And that just didn't always turn out to be the case. For some people, it did.
Mm-hmm.
And others, not so much.
Yeah, absolutely. But now
we're going into warrior mode.
Yes.
So there was I feel like there was a whole energy shift that we were feeling, recently, that's such a great word. We just felt this like super woman warrior energy shift. And so we decided to call our course Visibility Warrior, right? And Dixie and I love alliteration. So we came up with a few C's.
Because they're so good.
And chorus even starts with a C.
It does. I hadn't thought about that. So we have come up with 9 C's plus what adding up all of those 9 C's equals to.
Yeah.
And that's what the Visibility Warrior course is about. It's about all of those C's and what you can do with it.
Yeah. So let's talk through some of those. We're not going to go through all of them, obviously, because that is what the course is for.
Mm-hmm.
But there are a few that stand out that we want to pull out. So one of them is getting clear. Clarity is one of them. We want to help you get clear and vision exactly where you want to be a year from now, 3 years from now, 5 years from now. My vision takes me all the way into, I'm almost 50. My vision is actually about 30 years out.
Ooh.
And so it's kind of Iris Apfel, future me,
Yeah.
And what happens is when you create that vision, it's easier to close the gap, right? Other than kind of like wandering and not having any direction. We've talked about stopping and asking Dixie, can I get directions? I don't know where I'm going, or you ask, where are you going? And I'm like, I don't know, it's hard to give direction if you don't know where you're going, right? So we definitely want to help you get clear on your visibility journey. And that is one of the big C's, right?
That's a huge one.
Another one that we just love is courage.
Yeah.
That's
because
too
it's
nice.
not about, I'm sorry.
It's roar.
Yes.
You need to roar.
Courage is one of those where, we hear a lot of people say, oh, I don't have the confidence that you two do. I
Yeah.
could never do XYZ.
Yeah.
And it's
All the time.
not about having the confidence, because I can't tell you how often, well, I can tell you, I can't
Yeah.
tell the people listening, how often you and I are like, I'm so scared.
Yeah.
And then we do it anyway.
We do it anyway.
That's what courage is. Courage
Yeah.
is about getting there and getting it done. Confidence follows courage. The more you are courageous, the more you step out and do things, the more confident you are, which makes you more courageous, which makes you, it's this beautiful, wonderful cycle. We've talked before about kind of spiraling downward. It's almost like a upward spiral.
It is. It's a forward. It's almost like a forward projection.
Yeah.
Definitely. So we love us some courage.
Mm-hmm.
So we want to bring some warrior courage into your life. We think that one of the things that people have a big problem with is consistency. You hear people say it all the time. I was on a webinar the other day, last week, and the host was like, well, I have, problem with consistency, and it's just funny. That word, when I hear people say it now, they use it very flippantly. And this person is very successful. I'm not saying that you know what I mean, that it means that they're not successful. But I hear people saying, well, I do this, but I'm not consistent at it. I do that, but I'm not consistent at it. There's no commitment and consistency in people's visibility for their business.
Right.
So that's definitely something we are going to be touching on. And go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say, if you think about it, consistency, I don't like doing Facebook Lives. And because I don't like doing Facebook Lives, I made a commitment to do a half-hour Facebook Live every week in the Design & Style Club. And I have been consistent about it. I haven't missed one yet. I've managed to do, and it's been going for a while. In fact, it's not just in the club now. We do it on the Facebook page where anybody can see it. Anybody.
And the thing is, like Dixie, when Dixie puts something on her schedule, I don't work like that. So I just, I was lucky enough. I made a commitment to do a year of consistent Facebook Lives, right? I can't have it on my calendar. If I have it on my calendar, I will resist it to it, So it's really funny how anybody's personality, you got to figure out what your currency is.
Right.
Another C.
Mm-hmm.
And work with that. So that is part of what this Visibility Warrior course is about. Is learning your currency and what works, and to get you committed and consistent with your messaging, right? We wanted to talk about, Dixie,
who this is right for,
but also about you and how you moved to a brand new area and started your business.
So this is one of those things where we know that this is getting visible. We hear people from all different stages of business, whether they've been a designer for 25 years, a designer that, they just graduated, they're still in school, or anywhere in between. There are some really distinct stages that we hear. And one of them is when they're new to an area, new to business, new to whatever it is. The thing that we hear is they can't do it because they're new.
They're new, period.
And I can't be successful because I don't know anybody.
Yeah.
I hear that a lot. And one of the things that we really feel strongly about is pointing out the fact that I moved to Tennessee from Oklahoma. The only person I knew when I moved here was my husband. That's it. I didn't know one other person. We kind of been talking back and forth with the realtor. Actually, no, we hadn't, because we didn't meet her. The other people didn't show up. So I knew nobody here.
Wow.
And I moved here and started my business here. And through commitment and consistency and a lot of courage, because community, I don't like to go out and meet people. I hate it, which is how I know that anybody can do this, because if you hate it as much as I do and you can still do it, it's okay.
Mm-hmm.
But we know that this is something that works for people who are new to business or new to an area or new to whatever, fill in the blank. Whatever you're new to, we can help you work through this. And it is through the combination of both in person and online.
Mm-hmm.
The visibility is the crucial part. That's what's gotten me here.
Absolutely. And I can say firsthand, because I recently went and visited you. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, we did our visibility conference. Everybody that had, from the event planner to the photographer to the location to, anybody that had anything to do with that, even the mindset speaker that we had was somebody that you had met through your
Mm-hmm.
community, through your, commitment to going to in-person
Right.
networking events, whether it be BNI or a chamber, even our banker. Our
Yeah.
banker was somebody that you knew. Our banker. It wasn't like we walked into a bank where you
Nope.
didn't know anybody. That was somebody you knew.
Mm-hmm.
So these things are important because these people are connectors as well. You use them for your event and for your business bank accounts. That's how things work. That's how you get your referrals, right?
Mm-hmm.
So Dixie, has a nice thriving business. I mean, it's wonderful now. We'll just be sitting here recording and she has she has to get a proposal out. Oh, it
Mm-hmm.
just got accepted. It's wonderful to see how not easily you put the work in, but
Right.
now all those seeds are really starting to plant.
Yes.
It
And
does take time.
that's the key right there. It does take time, and so many people forget that. But
Yeah.
that's part of what we're talking about in this Visibility Warrior course is how long it takes, what you need to do, the things that you can do that might help things move along a little faster at times.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Mm-hmm.
and it's all of the things.
Yeah.
But it's not just for newbies.
No, I mean, it's definitely for if you're new, because if you're new to design or new to an area, you need awareness, right?
Mm-hmm.
You need to get awareness out there. But we have found a lot of designers that are sort of down the road, even a decade down the road. And what they were doing before, the landscape has changed a
Just
lot.
a little bit. Yeah.
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 And so they get to this point and they're starting to see certain people just kind of take off and, they've embraced social media and technology and, everything that we have at our fingertips now. And they themselves have hit a little bit of a plateau.
Mm-hmm.
Um, they feel a little overwhelmed by the technology. They don't have as much business as they want. They're in a rut. They're
Yeah.
basically in a rut.
Yeah.
So this course will be great if you feel like you're in a rut and you really need to shake things up and get back into the game and, get in the water with everyone else, right? Playing the same playground as everyone else. This is definitely for you. And another person that this is really good for is we have a lot of designers that we work with who have really mature businesses
Mm-hmm.
where, again, the landscape has changed so much that they feel like they're getting overlooked by these newer designers, these newer up and coming who've always had social media, who know it really well, leverage it really well, and they're just getting, brands coming at them and all this stuff. And the more, the ones with the more mature businesses say, wait, I've been doing
Yeah.
this for 30 years, and there's a little frustration that we're seeing happening because they're just being overlooked because they're not being visible.
Mm-hmm.
So this is also getting in to some of that is perfect for that person too.
Yep. I think that pretty much covers all of them.
Yeah.
Maybe
Yeah.
maybe a few extras too, but yeah, it's getting visible is not easy.
No,
You
it's
don't
not for
just
anybody.
flip a switch and you're on.
Yeah.
Unless I think maybe there are a few rare people in the world, but for the most of us, it's work. And sometimes you don't know where to start, what to do, where to go. And this course is about us taking all of that information along with the why, and it's the who, where, what, when, why of all of it. putting it together in one concise place to help you figure out what your visibility concoction needs to be.
Absolutely. Whether you want more projects, more clients, you want brands to recognize you, you want to be, published, you want to get noticed by an editor, all of that is covered in this new course called Visibility Warrior. Not the Visibility Warrior. Visibility Warrior.
Visibility Warrior.
So I think we should just end this with our power pose.
Oh, yeah.
What do you think?
I like it. I like it a lot. I'm going to do this a lot.
I do
too. This podcast was made possible in part through the support of our preferred partners, like the Design Network. The Design Network offers one of the most powerful to-the-trade e-commerce programs in the furniture industry, combining the top brands in furniture, the best prices, and unparalleled logistics all in one place. Go to www.thedesignnetwork.com to join the Design Network's Trade Direct program, create your designer profile, connect with new clients, and start shopping today.